Hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank y'all for joining me on this Sunday night. I appreciate it. Let me see, who have I got with me here so far? Am I coming through loud and clear? Let me see. I'm going to assume I'm coming through loud and clear. Yes, I am coming through loud and clear. Tig Nuts. Thank you for subscribing over on Twitch. 17 months. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Let's see. I've got Drew here with me from the Real Feels podcast. I've got Monster B here. Nope, not going to be at Monster Palooza. I have got Horror Orban here. How you doing tonight, sir? We got Smudge. We've got Chris, Dr. CZ Death. We've got Joey here. How you doing, Joey? Antonis is here with us. Joe's here with us. My buddy Orc is here. Hope you're doing well, Orc. Chris B is here. Brian Trash is here. Scratch Better No. Got Eddie here. Got horror fan Andy. No, I've not seen Rotten Tomatoes' top 200 horror list. It'll make you drunk without having to drink any alcohol. I don't know if that's a good thing. We got RJ here with us tonight. We've got Jason Voorhees. We've got Checker here with us tonight. Timothy is here. Yes, if you've not dropped a like on the stream, please do so. Saturn video, will the Good Doctor make an appearance this list? I actually don't have any of the Good Doctor, so I'm going to have to, I'm just going to have to grit my teeth and just bear it. So, but I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hope everybody's had a good Sunday. We are supposed to get some gnarly looking storms coming through Kentucky. It's not supposed to hit my area until after midnight tonight, but it's looking pretty gnarly. I was hoping we were out of the storm. We've had so much crazy weather and storms and stuff through here lately. It's crazy. I was hoping that we were over that, but we've got at least one more coming through. So, yay. The horror counselors, how you doing? Justin, how are you? We've got Swaggy here with us. How you doing, Swaggy? Al Palmer is here. What's up, Al? Voice of Gordy. How's it going? So, yeah, tonight we are going to be taking a look at another Collider list. And the Collider lists are always, they're always a roller coaster. They go from being... like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it, good choice, to like absolutely rage-inducing. And this one was sent to me, and
I watched a first-time watch horror movie a couple of nights ago called Monkey Shines 1988. Have you seen it before?
Yes, I like Monkey Shines a lot. That's one of Romero's kind of forgotten movies at this point. But I do like Monkey Shines. It's been a few years since I saw it last, but I do like it. I do like Monkey Shines. And thank you for that $5, Antonis. I appreciate it. What did you think of Monkey Shines? Romero did a lot of good movies that aren't zombie related, and Monkey Shines is definitely one of them. So, if you've not seen Monkey Shines, definitely check it out. Vispian, how you doing? So, so I got sent this list, and I was like, okay, the 16 scariest movies of the past 5 years. There's got to be some doozies on here, right? Because like I was trying to think in my head, what would be my list of the 16 scariest movies of the past 5 years, or not even scariest movies, just the 16 best horror movies of the past 5 years. And then I started thinking, well, what would be Collider? Because Collider, again, Collider can go either way. It can be like, oh, okay, I get it. Good choice, to just something that's absolutely rage-inducing. So we're going to find out here momentarily which way tonight's list is going to go. If I had to bet money on it, I would probably bet rage-inducing. But we'll just see. Like I said, I don't have any of the good doctor here to help me through. So I thought it was good, but the scene when the guy bites the monkey's neck was terrifying to watch. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Let's see here. Oh, Monster B, appreciate that. Let's do some text-to-speech on that one.
Monster B says, "Thank you for all the great videos."
Well, thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. By the way, I dropped a review today of the Arrow Alice Sweet Alice 4K. If you guys missed that one, it's on the channel now. I also discussed the age-old question of when and why you should upgrade. Monster B, thank you for the $1.99. Appreciate that, man. The more Collider lists, the more they ascend. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Can you, well, Halloween Kills make the list. You know what? I would not be surprised if Halloween Kills is not on that list. But we'll see. We shall see. Jeremy and Hemingway are both doing good. I think Hemingway can already tell that there's a storm coming, so he's kind of acting sketchy and, you know, he knows. He knows something's coming. That was a good review. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, when it comes to upgrading, when you should upgrade, why you should upgrade, you know, not every, well, just check out the video. I go into it there. It's a question I get asked a lot. So, hey Dave, how you doing? What's up, Coop? All right, folks, let's go ahead and dive into this Collider list. I feel like I need to, like, say a blessing or, like, you know, cross myself, or even though I'm not even Catholic, but oh, that's right, Bruce Glover, Crispin Glover's dad, passed away. I think it was on the 15th of this month he passed away. So R.I.P. to Bruce Glover. Yes. Very talented actor. All right, so let me get this pulled up here. And, man, I probably really should have gone to, you know, stop by the liquor store before doing this, because I'm totally dry here. It'll be all right, though. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. If I keep telling myself that, I'm sure it will. It'll make it so. All right. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong window. That's the YouTube window. Here we go. All right. Now we're set. All right. Here, Papa Gummy. I don't know if my gummies are even still good anymore. They're probably they're probably dried up. I've had those things for so long. I've not used any in a long time. Anywho, all right, here we go. The 16 scariest horror movies of the last 5 years ranked. And this list is by Eddie Poselli. I don't know how to pronounce that. There's a common consensus that horror movies aren't scary anymore, But that's not necessarily true. A lot of the time, many horror movies are either missed, fly under the radar, or thankfully do end up getting the recognition they deserve, whether they're acknowledged or not. There do happen to be many horror movies of the modern era that are incredibly scary and leave those who believe that modern horror movies aren't scary eating their words. Oh, almost spoiled number 16 there. Horror comes in many shapes and sizes. Sometimes a film has an abundance of horrific gore, is psychologically bending, or just downright disturbing in its visuals and ideas. Regardless of how, a horror film has many ways to be terrifying, and all styles and forms of doing so are still utilized today. The last 5 years of horror have been quite good, and it needs to be acknowledged. Let me ask you guys before we dive in here, what would be, throw out there a couple of movies from the past 5 years that you guys thought were either legitimately scary or legitimately just good. Yes, Jeremy does want to see Final Destination 6. We will definitely be seeing that one. That is for sure. What's up, Tagul? How you doing? I'm looking for the scariest movie ever. What would you recommend? Man. Got to be The Greasy Strangler. Got to be. That's at least the most disgusting. Halloween Kills will be in top 10, hopefully top 5. I would not be surprised if it isn't. I would not be surprised. Calling it now, they'll have Night Swim in the top 3. It is a collider list. Red Room's a different kind of scary. Mm-hmm. Yep, Red Rooms is very good. Very good. Longlegs, Barbarian, another Longlegs, Hereditary, okay. Psycho Goreman. All right. Alien Romulus and Thanksgiving. Oh, you bought a Taco Man t-shirt. Thank you, Tony. Oh, by the way, everything in my TeePublic store is on sale right now. So if you want to get a Taco Man shirt, a PWO shirt, a Hollywood Jeremy shirt, a horror shirt like I'm wearing, or any other of a myriad of designs, everything is 35% off, and that link is in the description. The First Omen, Late Night with the Devil, Pet Sematary 2019, the It remake, Caveat. I loved Caveat. That was so great. When Evil Lurks is awesome. What is Hootie Tootie? Oh, okay. I know what you're saying. Never mind. Get out of here, Scratch. Hell High Origin. Empty Man, The Substance, Hereditary. Yeah. Beau is Afraid. Still haven't seen Beau is Afraid. Possessor. It Follows. Oddity. Loved Oddity. Loved it. Incantation is good. Yep. Incantation's a good one. Okay, so we got some good picks. Good picks. Longlegs and Late Night with the Devil. Yeah, some good solid picks in there for sure. Okay, let's see what Collider has selected at number 16, the 16th scariest horror movie of the last 5 years. Here we go. What? This can't be real. This can't. So, okay, whoever sent this to me, this is a troll. This isn't real. This can't be real. Who sent this list to me? There is no way someone legitimately thought tarot was scary. No, come on. This is a troll. This is a troll. I can't. No. Okay. Oh, geez, we're really setting things up. Wow. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Okay. There were many horror films in 2024 that were highly praised, and Tarot was not one of them for a reason. For a reason. Although while it didn't impress many, with its story, it was at the very least a scary flick. No, it wasn't. Not even remotely. While it absolutely fails at telling a good story, yes, and developing characters that people care about, yes, the film's deaths are spectacular and wonderfully memorable. No, they're not. I don't remember a single death in the movie. At the end of the day, while it's always greatly appreciated, horror flicks don't necessarily have to be super exciting in the story department so long as they deliver some good kills and scares. Thankfully, fans of the genre can enjoy the film for at least one watch with a good handful of scenes that people still remember to this day. False. How bad is this list going to be when it starts off with freaking Tarot? Oh, God. I really should have got some alcohol for this. Oh, my God. Really, yeah, we're really setting the bar like it's in the basement. The bar's in the basement right now. Jeez Louise. Night Swim may be in the top 10 based on this at 16. Night Swim may be in the top 5. Lord. Starting the list by placing the bar on the floor. Exactly. Did I watch Tarot? Yes, I watched it and I reviewed it. And then my God. Might be the same critic that liked Madam Web. Scariest list for 10-year-olds. Okay. All right. That's bad even by Collider standards. Okay. Yeah. Good Lord. Okay. Let's move on. It's gotta be up from here. I mean, my God. Okay. Number 15. What do we got here? Relic. Okay. We've rebounded. Relic. Okay. We have rebounded for sure. Relic is really good. Highly recommend Relic. Did I do a review of Relic? I don't know if I did or not, but I did highly recommend it. Produced by Jake Gyllenhaal, an elderly woman, Edna, lives with dementia and has strange things happening in her home. Kay and her daughter, Sam, go to the family house to check up on her and notice a strange black mold growing in one of the rooms. As the movie progresses, so does the mold, which is causing more and more problems for the family. Relic depicts the effects of dementia in such a fantastic and frightening way. There is not a lot of gore or unexpected twists, but the utter dread created by the slow pace and the growing mold in the house and around the family makes this one of the best horror films ever made. It's good. Relic is good. Has anybody seen Relic? Any other fans of Relic? Yeah, I do like the first Joker. Yeah, I liked it. I've not seen the Folie à Deux, though. Relic is a very tragically impactful horror on dementia. Yes, precisely. Yes. I like this chat tonight. Okay, cool. Nobody else has seen Relic. Okay, well then you definitely need to add Relic to your list. Great stuff. Okay, so how we've gone from Tarot to freaking Relic on this list. My goodness, it's going to be a roller coaster. This is going to be a roller coaster. But totally agree with Relic. Good stuff. All right. Can we keep this momentum going? Number 14, Longlegs. I would have, okay. So I kind of, I imagined if Longlegs was on this list, it would be a little higher up the list. Or lower on the list, I guess. Or, you know what I mean. Top 5. You know, somewhere in that neighborhood. But number 14, Longlegs. Okay. I know there was some love for Longlegs in the chat. An occultist serial killer played by Nicolas Cage who has killed multiple families is hiding from the FBI. So it should be from the FBI or from an FBI agent somewhere in Oregon. The agent finds it strange that the killer has been present at any number of murders, but continues with the case. She wanders down a twisting path of horrific murder and occult worship as she gets closer to the truth about Longlegs. Yeah, I liked Longlegs a lot. I've not revisited it, though. But I did like Longlegs. I did a review of it when it first came out. I know there was some love for Longlegs in the chat. Pretty low for Longlegs. Okay. Relic is on Shudder, AMC Plus for those that need to watch it. Yes. Should be higher. Interesting this low, but I'm glad it's on the list. Longlegs fell apart with the ending. saving those high rankings for movies like Strangers Chapter 1. Longlegs did have great marketing. Yes, it certainly did. Longlegs was more creepy than scary. Just watched the commentary for Longlegs last night. I've still not seen The Monkey, Osgood Perkins' latest film. I imagine that's going to be out on available VOD pretty soon, though, so I will definitely be checking it out then. But Longlegs, number 14, I'm surprised by its placement. I don't know. The momentum is still good. Let's see if we can keep it going. Number 13, Late Night with the Devil. Okay, so we've rebounded pretty well since Tarot. But again, Late Night with the Devil, I would imagine it a little lower down the list than number 13. But still, it's on the list. Late Night with the Devil is a psychological found footage horror film starring David Dastmalchian. A talk show host notices that the ratings for his show are dipping and decides on Halloween he'll invite an allegedly possessed girl to the show for a spooky interview. Strange things start happening during the interview, and the show takes a dark turn as the girl starts acting out in violent ways, and everything begins to fall apart. Thoughts on Late Night with the Devil's placement? The Monkey was interesting. I've not heard a whole lot about it, but I think it being interesting, quote unquote, is kind of the consensus. So it's not storming in my neck of the woods yet, but we're supposed to get some pretty bad storms later tonight. So Late Night was a fun ride. Late Night was great. Again, seems low, but glad it's here. The set design and costuming was done so well for this flick. Yep, definitely. David was great in Late Night. I agree. Good movie, not all that scary. Okay. I love The Monkey, but it was more of a comedy than a horror. Yeah, here it's got sort of a, I don't know. I will see it when it hits VOD, which hopefully soon. All right, number 13, Late Night with the Devil. I'm really interested to see what's going to be in, the top 5. Number 12, Good Boy. I have not seen Good Boy. Pretty sure I've heard of it, though. When Sigrid decides to go on vacation with a man she's been talking to named Christian, and Frank, who dresses up and lives his life like a dog, things take a turn when Frank begins to speak. While some may be led to believe that the bad guy of the film, I'm having a difficult time reading tonight, sorry. While some may be led to believe the bad guy of the film to be Frank due to his looks, it takes a twist when Christian is revealed to be the deranged one. So the guy in the dog suit who pretends to be the dog is not the deranged one out of the group. Okay. The terror felt within Good Boy is suspenseful as Sigrid tries her best to pretend that she doesn't know about Christian's truth while trying to figure out how to navigate her dire situation. At any moment, it feels like she could get outed and murdered or worse by Christian. It's a tense film that pays off excellently when things get crazy. Anybody seen Good Boy? Looks weird. Good Boy is such a messed up movie. Please watch it. Yes, if you've not dropped a like on the stream, please do so. I'd appreciate that. You can watch Good Boy on... Oh, it's on Tubi. Tubi and Paramount Plus. Okay. Have to add it to my list on Tubi then. Not interested in that. You're not interested in people who dress up like dogs. Pfft, come on. Furries can be frightening. Never heard of this one. Piers pre-ordered the Nightmare set from Zavi. Do you know if they have packaged their stuff securely? I've had bad luck with steelbooks being shipped. I've only ordered one thing from Zavi before. It was the Nightmare steelbook from last year, and they packaged it quite nicely. So, but if you're talking about, you're talking about that big steelbook set. I don't know. I mean, that was a discussion I had on. Don't remember if it was last Sunday night stream. I think it was during last Sunday's stream. I talked about that. But I mean, it's, that's a concern. Atrocity, thank you for subscribing over on Twitch. I appreciate it very much. And Mystic Seer, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us over on Twitch. All right, Good Boy. It sounds different. It definitely sounds different. So, and I like different. So, I have to add it to my watch list on Tubi. All right, number 12, Good Boy. This should definitely be way down the list. The Dark and the Wicked. I love this movie. It was my favorite movie of 2020. Love this movie to death. If there's anything that The Dark and the Wicked can be considered, it's a hidden gem. The Dark and the Wicked may not invent completely new tropes or stereotypes for the horror genre, but the film is directed in such a way that they work regardless, thanks to the talent of Ryan Bertino. Well, it should be Brian Bertino. There's a mercilessness delivered in the directing that makes the audience feel like absolutely anything could happen. That's true. That's true. There's something about the familial and generational trauma at play in The Dark and the Wicked that connects a lot of viewers to the characters within the film, making them care for their well-being even more. Watching this movie makes the audience feel like they're shrouded in darkness with no light of hope or optimism to grasp onto. That's actually true, as they fly through the 1 hour and 34-minute runtime. Great pick. Love The Dark and the Wicked. It would definitely be lower on my list than number 11. We've had some bangers here. I mean, Dark and the Wicked at 11, Late Night with the Devil at 13, Longlegs at 14, Heretic at 15. I'm really anxious to see what's going to be on down this list, and especially in the top 5. My goodness. But if you've not seen The Dark and the Wicked, I think this one's on Shudder too. Great movie. Great movie. Any other fans of The Dark and the Wicked?
Atroc1Tai says, NP found you through your YouTube content. Love all the stuff you are putting out.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any love for The Dark and the Wicked for me was a bit off. It was a bit off for you, but I definitely need to rewatch it. And yes, it is. It's on Shudder and AMC. Yes. I know. I was worried. I mean, you start your list off with tarot. I mean, you're definitely putting some worry into me. But the list has gotten really good since then. Again, I'm really curious to see what's going to be further down. But if you've not seen The Dark and the Wicked, by all means, go watch it. Love this movie. I'm pretty sure I did a review of it when it came out. So go check out that review. Love The Dark and the Wicked. All right, number 10, VHS 99. Wow. Okay. Okay. I wasn't a huge fan of VHS 99. I've not been a big fan of any of the VHS movies really since the second one. I liked the first one, and I really liked the second one. And then, like, they just kind of all bleed together for me after that. But VHS 99 at number 10. Interesting. Thoughts, feelings? Any fans of VHS 99? The Dark and the Wicked is very good. A little too bleak for me to go back to yet. Very bleak, but I love that. I love that about it. Love that about it. I own Shudder, so I might give it a shot. You should. You definitely should. If you've got Shudder, check it out. Oh, a 4K of The Dark and the Wicked has been announced. Really? Okay. I like that. VHS 94 was better. Is that the one with Ratman in it? Now, I remember Ratman. And let's see, what else was on VHS 94? If that's the one with Ratman, I think there were at least one or two other ones on there that I liked from VHS 94. But Ratman definitely, that one stood out. I'm an anthology lover. The VHS movies are their own creature. It's a niche vibe, all their own. Not sure if this is scary, but they're fun. VHS 94 was the best. Okay. Hell, Ratman. Yes, I do remember the Ratman. That one was pretty good. I don't really remember what all was even on VHS 99, to be honest. Like this, whatever this image is from, I kind of remember they're like on, it's like they're on Mars or something. I don't know, some kind of weird, like Mars-like desert landscape. I don't know. Okay, all right. VHS 99, number 10, interesting choice. But we're in the top 10 now, folks. We're in the top 10. All right. Number 9, The Substance. Wow, The Substance at number 9. Again, is The Substance scary though? I don't know. I mean, I think we're kind of I loved The Substance. It was one of my favorite movies of last year. I don't think I would call it scary though. Great movie. Don't know if it's scary. 2024 was a great year for horror, with a good few of the films released receiving some great reviews. The Substance is one of those movies. It holds a lot of style thanks to French director Coralie Farragut. This is only made better by the performance of Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley. It's a wild commentary about beauty standards. I mean, that's true. Don't know if it's scary. Maybe this should have just been the 16 best horror movies of the past 5 years. I don't know. Well, I mean, that's, you know, you're not wrong there, Barney Likes Beer. Dennis Quaid eating the shrimp was pretty scary. It was just gross. It was just gross. For people who don't like body horror, it could be frightening. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. But, you know, and didn't The Substance win some Academy Awards? So we got an Academy Award winner on the list. That was a horror movie. So, you know, Let's see. Thoughts on The Substance? Amazing film, but it ain't scary. Similar to Cronenberg's movies, never scary but gross, and there's always a social message. To me, was robbed. Period. I agree. All right, number 9, The Substance. Okay. So far, I mean, this list has been pretty good. It started out rocky. Very, very rocky. But it's rebounded quite nicely. All right, number 8, The Sadness. Okay. I didn't expect to see The Sadness on this list, but I'm happy to see it on here. I like The Sadness a lot. I did a review of it a couple of years ago. This is a wild one. And this is a wild one. Jim and Kat are trying to reunite in a city as it is completely overrun by a pandemic that has turned those within it into homicidal killers and savages. A new and fresh voice in the horror genre with a timely depiction of how the mass populace manages to consistently let each other down when the world is faced with the catastrophe of tragedy. The Sadness specifically hits home due to its coming out at the tail end of the real-world pandemic that effectively turned the world's populace against each other. The film is quite gory, leaning fully into the lengths the couple must go to in order to survive, enhancing the feeling of disparity that hangs over the film. Scenes can be incredibly hard to watch and gut-churning. That scene on the train, great stuff. Yeah, there's some wild moments in this movie. Very bleak, very dark, very gory. I like The Sadness a lot. Any other fans of The Sadness? The Sadness should have been at the top 3. The subway stabbing spree scene. yeah, that's a good one. Now we are talking. Okay. The Sadness is intense. The scene in the hospital is just you. Yes. Gory, very gory. Be sure to check it out. Yeah, it's on Shudder too. The Sadness is on Shudder too. A lot of these movies are on Shudder, so love The Sadness. Yes. Asian horror movies are so flipped compared to Western horror. We see things we've never seen before, so they rarely make a bad horror movie. And speaking of which, another movie I was talking about on, was it last week's stream or maybe the stream before? Devil Fetus. Devil Fetus arrived, and I have seen Devil Fetus. And it's pretty wild. It does things that I've never seen done before. Put it that way. So I may do a review of it, but it's wild. It is wild. So I would say it's pretty gory too. Not on Sadness's level, but it lived up to the plot synopsis. Put it that way. It lived up to the plot synopsis. All right, number 8, The Sadness. This list is really okay. I'm happy with this list so far. We're getting down to the nitty gritty though. What is number 7? Smile. Okay. I don't know if Smile would even make my list. Not a huge fan of Smile. Beyond that opening scene, I wasn't a big fan of it. Same thing with Smile 2. I liked the opening scene, and then it just kind of, it was very meh to me. So, not a big fan of Smile. I know Smile's got a lot of fans out there. If you're a fan of Smile, let me know. This is another surprise, though. Number 7. Wow, top 10 for Smile. And talk about a movie that had just perfect marketing. I mean, you can't market a horror movie better than they marketed Smile. Punisher Batman fan likes Smile. Okay. I did not like either Smile and didn't even finish the second. Smile totally mid. Ending was interesting. Smile 2 was the best. So much fun to watch. The main actress, but weird ending. Smile was good, but has become overrated. Yeah, it just didn't do it for me. The opening was good. After that, just very mid. Same thing with Smile. The opening of Smile 2 is even better. But after that, yeah. All right, but hey, Smile, it was a big movie, huge hit, incredible marketing. So, I mean, I'm not mad that it's on the list. But number 7, I don't know about number 7. All right. Number 6, Oddity. All right. Oddity was my favorite movie of last year. I'm completely okay with it being on this list. It would be a little bit lower than 6, but I'm super happy that it's made number 6 on this list. Coming out just this year, Oddity was a movie that took both audiences and horror fans off guard. It received incredibly high praise upon release and continues to hold very good scores on Rotten Tomatoes. Director Damien McCarthy does a wonderful job at creating an ominous and suspenseful atmosphere that enhances the fear in viewers' hearts while watching. That opening sequence with the guy knocking on the door, that was good stuff. And the lady inside and like in the tent and stuff. Oh, that was great. That is expert filmmaking. Damien McCarthy is definitely, he's the real deal. Between this and, oh gosh, what's the other one? We were just talking about it a little while ago. Caveat. He's the real deal. He's a real deal. Caveat is on Shudder. I don't know if Oddity's on Shudder or not. Is it? I think it might be on Shudder. But loved Oddity. If you've not seen Oddity, by all means, check it out. Oddity and Caveat make a great double feature. Absolutely. Yeah, they both take place in the same universe, and there's something from Caveat in Oddity. I won't say what it is, though. I thought Caveat was even scarier than Oddity, but Oddity is much more accessible for normal people. That's one way of putting it. Oddity has great atmosphere, the claustrophobic feeling you get it was good. Again, yeah, it's on Shudder and AMC Plus. Great stuff. Diabolic has that German 4K of Dark in the Wicked. Okay. There are some straight bangers on this list. Loved Oddity. Yeah. Caveat is truly like a nightmare. Yeah. Both great movies. I'm telling you. Damien McCarthy is somebody to keep an eye on. All right, we're getting into the top 5. Now, this is what had concerned me a little bit. We've had some bangers. We really have. I mean, Oddity at 6, The Sadness at 8, The Substance at 9, The Dark and the Wicked at 11, Late Night with the Devil at 13, Longlegs at 14, Relic at 15. We'll just pretend like 16 doesn't exist. This is the top 15 scariest movies of the last 5 years. We're just going to pretend like 16 didn't happen. It doesn't exist. I have no idea. I don't even remember what it was. Don't even remember what movie was at number 16 because it doesn't exist. But this has been a pretty darn good list, I gotta say. All right, so here we are in the top 5. My goodness. All right. Do we want to take any guesses? Let's take some guesses here. What do you guys think is going to be in the top 5? What's up, Fatchy Cinema? How you doing, sir? We got Chris from Slasher Home Video here. How are you? Then you should see it. Horror counselors, you should see it. Absolutely. Next, Wolfman. God, I hope not. God, I hope not. Lord have mercy. The Nun. No. No. The Nun shouldn't be on this list. Should not be on this list at all. Hereditary. Yep, Hereditary definitely. I think will be on the list. Barbarian will probably be on the list. Halloween Kills. And I mean, who knows? Maybe. Nosferatu. When was this list published? Oh, this December 29th, 2024. So Nosferatu could possibly be on the list somewhere. Well, it could possibly be in the top 5. All right, let's just go. Let's just dive in. Top 5. Number 5, The Nun II. Well, okay, I'll give it. I've not seen The Nun II, so I can't judge. I have seen the first Nun, and that was bad. That was bad. So I don't know. I can't judge The Nun II. I am top 5. Top 5. While The Nun II may have been ripped apart by the critics, audiences seem to really enjoy it. While it may not have been as good as the first film. What? The sequel manages to bring back what was great about the first one. There was nothing. Which was what? There's nothing great about that movie. And bring it into a new experience. While it can be slightly repetitive at times, it still gets a chance to provide some good scares. Any fans of The Nun II out there? The Nun II was not good either, not scary at all, and very boring. Nun II the same as 1 with a couple more locations. Okay. Lord Brian, how you doing, sir? It's been a while. Thank you for gifting that sub. Very kind of you. How have you been, sir? Hope you're doing well. This thing was written by AI. The Nun itself is so bad. Conjuring Nun was enough for me. Yeah. Oh God. Was the first Nun, is that within the past 5 years? God, I hope not. That puts Nun at number 1 then. Jeez. Jeez. Going to see, no, probably not going to see Death of a Unicorn. I'll probably see it when it hits VOD, but no plans on seeing it in the theater. I was none too impressed with the Nun II, says Peter North. Peter North. Wow, we've got a legend here in the chat with us tonight. Wow. Damn. I think The Nun was 2019. We might be safe then. I don't know. The Nun came out in 2018. Okay, thank God. So it's not going to be on the list. I've been good. Thanks for asking. Hope you and Jeremy are doing well. We're good, man. We're good. Thank you. All right. So The Nun II, that's okay. Let's just move on. Number 4, New Religion. Not seen this one. Don't think I've heard of this one. After the tragic death of her young daughter, Mayabi begins working as a call girl in an attempt to cope with the loss, But as a new customer begins to ask for various pictures of her body parts, she quickly learns that with every new picture, her daughter's lost soul gets closer to reaching out to her mother. This sounds crazy. New Religion just so happens to be the debut film for director Kishi Kondo. And for a debut director, New Religion is astoundingly impressive. The performances within the film help sell the plot at play and make it very believable. Fantasy goes head-to-head with reality as Kishi attempts to discover what is going on with her and crafts a very immersive experience as a film that leaves audiences with much to talk about during New Religion's credits. Wow. Where's this thing available to watch? Has anybody heard or seen New Religion? I enjoyed The Nun, but I can acknowledge it's trash. New Religion is on Screenbox and Prime. Okay. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna let me add that to my list here. New Religion on Prime. Sounds interesting.
Good evening, Piz.
Andy, thank you for the $2 super chat, my friend. I appreciate that. Good evening to you. Thank you for being here. You can also watch it on Plex. Okay. There was another movie I was going to add to the list that was on this list. What was that? Oh, Good Boy. Let's add Good Boy to the list. Wasn't that one also on Shudder? Or no, it's on Tubi. It was on Tubi. Okay. All right. Good Boy. Is on the list now too. All right. So the top 5's been interesting. The Nun II. Weird. And then New Religion, which sounds interesting. Okay, cool. All right, top 3. Brace yourselves. Incantation. Okay, I'm on board with Incantation. This was a good one. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm glad Incantation made the list. After being cursed many, many years ago, Li Ranen must now do absolutely everything she can to protect her young daughter from her past, coming back to haunt her. Incantation may be a true definition of what a masterpiece looks like when it comes to psychological horror. It lives in the minds of viewers everywhere for quite some time after their viewing of the film. The visuals of the film are also nightmare instigating. I liked Incantation a lot. Yeah. I don't know if it'd be in my top 3, but I liked it a lot. Not mad at all that it made the list. Any fans of Incantation out there? Incantation is great. It's on Netflix. Do yourself a favor and check this Asian horror. Incantation is very solid. What's up, Phil? How you doing tonight, sir? Because I've always wondered this, since you're such a big movie fan, have you ever wanted to or had dreams of getting into the film business, writer, director, actor? Well, I actually have written a movie that got produced many years ago. I don't talk about it very much because it didn't quite turn out. They basically just kept the bare bones basic premise of my script and then changed everything. So, and I have acted in one movie, Mutilator 2, that's going to be out soon. So, any other fans of Incantation before we move on? By the way, if you've not dropped a like on the stream, please do so. I would appreciate that. Okay. Number 3, Incantation. We're in the top 2 now, folks. Talk to Me. Well, I knew Talk to Me was going to be somewhere on the list based on the graphic they used. Number 2, though. Okay. Love for... Jeremy and I went and saw Talk to Me when it came out. We both reviewed it. I liked it a lot. So did Jeremy. Number 2. Wow, okay. Growing up with YouTube fame from making films on their YouTube channel, Raka Raka, Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou took a break from the platform and produced their own horror film, Talk to Me. It's safe to say that the film was groundbreaking, with legendary indie film distributor A24 grabbing it to add to their catalog. The film had a budget of $4.5 million and brought in a total of $92.2 million. That's that would be considered a success, I think. The success was for many reasons, with one of the biggest being how great and scary of a horror film it is. Talk to Me 2 is in the works. Also, Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou, they've got another movie coming out, I think pretty soon, that I've really not heard any kind of like promotion for. And it looks pretty good. Nice one was Clever and Scary. Mm-hmm. Hell House 2016, that's scary to me. Yeah, I love Hell House. Looking forward to the new one that's coming out later this year. I like Talk to Me, not very scary though. Really good tension and build up though. Bring Her Back. Yes, that's what it's called. That's what the Philippou's next film is called, Bring Her Back, and it looks good. When's that coming out? That's coming out pretty soon, isn't it? Talk to Me was good. That kid banging his head was messed up. Yeah. Any other fans of Talk to Me? What's up, Philip? Eyes Without a Face? Yeah, I've seen Eyes Without a Face. It's been a long time, though. I remember liking it. Loved the ending of Talk to Me. When Evil Lurks is missing. When Evil Lurks. Yep. That's a great one. Yep. Maybe that'll be number 1. I watched Talk to Me last night on Netflix. I really liked it. It's cool. All right, Talk to Me at number 2. Not bad. All right. Number 1. Anybody want to take any guesses as to what number 1 will be? Without looking, of course. Without looking. Anybody want to take any guesses? When Evil Lurks should be on this list. Kind of surprised the Black Phone wasn't on the list. I watched Popeye the Slayer Man last night. I did. I watched Popeye the Slayer Man last night. Got to be that Mickey Mouse horror film. Exorcist Believer. Immaculate. Okay. I mean, that's maybe. Steven says he thinks it might be the Black Phone. The Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey's your lock of the week. Okay. Was Hereditary within the last 5 years, though? I don't know. I have seen the trailer for Sinners. I think it looks good. Yeah, I'm going to try and catch it in the theater. I think that one looks pretty good. All right, well, let's just go ahead and see what it is. Number 1, the scariest horror film of the last 5 years, according to Collider, is When Evil Lurks. And I mean, Evil Lurks, when this has been a pretty good list. This has been a pretty good list. I mean, there's been some surprises. It started out extremely rough, but When Evil Lurks is great. And yes. If you've not seen When Evil Lurks, you should definitely check it out. It is a possession movie. It took a possession movie, which there's so many freaking possession movies. And it did something completely different with the possession movie that made it feel real, that made it feel scary, that made it just feel intense. When Evil Lurks is just dark. I loved this movie. If you've not seen it, absolutely see it. Hell yeah. Was the right first time? Mm-hmm. Can't argue with that too much. No, you sure can't. That was a fun one. Awesome. Pretty good list, except for the Nun II and Tarot. I agree. No arguing with that for number 1, just for that dog scene alone. Mm-hmm. The snack on the way home. That's the one that that one will stick with you. Disturbing in that it had no limits. Absolutely. It's so good. It had a small theatrical run, came out the same weekend as Exorcist Believer. Wow. Yeah. So, okay. I'm definitely right. I'm completely okay with this being number 1. It would probably, if I was going to say, if I made a list of 16 best horror movies of the past 5 years, When Evil Lurks would definitely be, it might be number 1, honestly, on my list too. So, possession is a classic and often overdone trope in the horror genre, especially with how oversaturated the genre as a whole already is. But When Evil Lurks takes the typical trope and finds a way to make something absolutely amazing with it. While the performances are great and the filmmaking at play is wonderful, the biggest praise goes to director Damien Rugna. His astounding ability to direct a horror film that not only delivers great scares, but a super compelling and thematic story to tag along with it, makes him a name in the film space that must be remembered. Absolutely. And he also did... he did another movie a few years ago. Terrified. I think it's called Terrified. Am I right? I think it's called Terrified. And it starts out really, really good too. It kind of lost me toward the end, but it starts out really good. So I would recommend Terrified as well. So, not good list. This is a good list. I mean, When Evil Lurks, I completely agree with that one. Talk to Me would probably be on my list. It wouldn't be at number 2. Incantation would be on the list. I don't know if it'd be number 3, but it would be on my list. New Religion, I'm excited to check out. The Nun II, that's one of those, like, you that's one of those picks you just go, it's a Collider list, and you shrug. Oddity would definitely be on my list. It would be in the top 5, though, easily. Smile, nah. The Sadness, absolutely. The Substance, absolutely. VHS 99, nah. The Dark and the Wicked, for sure. That would be in my top, probably 3. Good Boy, I've added that one to the list. The Late Night with the Devil, like that one a lot. Longlegs, yep. Relic, great movie. And then Tarot. So terrible. I mean, like this guy, the guy Eddie Poselli, he must know Spencer Cohen. Him and Spencer Cohen must be buddies for him to add tarot to this list. I'm sure it was intended to just be a 15 scariest horror movies list, and he was like, "Come on, can I add one more? I owe my buddy Spencer, I owe my buddy. I need to add tarot to the list. Can I make it number 16?" And the editors at Collider were like, "What the hell? Nobody's going to read these lists anyway." So, and now here we are. But overall, solid. This is one of the best Collider lists I've checked out, to be honest. This is one of the best. So, yeah. Overall thoughts on the Collider 16 scariest horror movies of the past 5 years list. Tarot watch along stream, never. Never. Never, never, never. Thank you all for 82 likes on the stream. If you've not dropped a like, please do so. I would appreciate that. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, where was Barbarian? I'm surprised Barbarian didn't make the list. You put the Nun II and Tarot on the list, but not Barbarian. Yeah, I would have added Barbarian to the list. Yeah, for sure. Pleasantly surprised, yes. Pleasantly surprised by the list. Yes, the Nun II at number 5. I know, shocker, shocker. What's up, Vengeance Falls? How are you? Jeremy right now is asleep. He is asleep. That's right, and no Halloween trilogy on. Well, let's see. Which one? They could have added... Could they have added... Yeah, they could have added Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. Neither one made the list, though. You know? Interesting. Good list, though. Good list. I did get another Collider list sent to me. Let's see. Which one was this one? Where'd that one go? Oh, shoot. Oh, 10 horror movies. 10 horror movies that are perfect from start to finish. 10 horror movies that are perfect from start to finish. We may have to go over that one on a future stream. 10 horror movies perfect from beginning to end. Or what was it? From start to finish. That'll be interesting, I think. That'll be interesting. But not a bad list. Not a bad list from Collider. Pleasantly surprised. What didn't you like about Smile? I loved it. It was just kind of, I just thought it was very mid. After that opening, just didn't get into it. I did a full review of it if you want to go check out that review. For my full thoughts, Death Rattle. Yeah, Big Smells. I know the storms are gonna hit us. I think they said around 2 a.m. tonight. So No, Jeremy's not said anything about wanting to see the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. The only movies on his schedule right now are Final Destination, Bloodlines, and 28 Weeks Later. Or 28 Years Later, I'm sorry. Those are the only two right now. That may change, but those are the only two. Where is Cocaine Bear? Good question. Good question. Where was Cocaine Bear on that list? So there you go. There you go. Not a bad list from Collider. I'm pleasantly surprised. And we'll have to do the 10 horror movies that are perfect from start to finish here. I think those are probably going to be, well, I mean, they give away 3 in the little graphic. So, I mean, they give away 3. So they're out of the 10, they give away 3. So. Spellbinder with Tim Daly and Kelly Preston. I don't think so. I don't think I've seen that one. You were shocked there was no Crow? Really? I've not checked out her Vengeance yet. Just Devil Fetus so far. I've got to recover from Devil Fetus first, and that'll probably take a day or two. So, gotta. Whew. You don't just dive. You don't just go from one. You don't just go from Devil Fetus to another Category 3 movie. You just can't. Piz, your guitar playing on the second stream was amazing. As someone who is thinking of playing guitar, what is your tips? I mean, I'm not a great guitar player. Very basic. So I don't know. Tips, I mean, just learn very simple chords and just play the crap out of them. There's lots of great videos on YouTube that'll show you how to play very simple chords, very simple notes, and just learn those and play the crap out of them. Howdy, Piz. I can't believe I only just found out NECA did a Halloween 6 Myers figure. Yeah, well, that's like a Target exclusive right now. The only place you can find that figure is at Target. So if anybody has a Target nearby them, which I don't, and they've got the Halloween 6 Ultimate Michael Myers figure there, grab it for me. I'll pay you back. And I'll throw in some extra bucks for your trouble and for shipping. Because it's not available on NECA's website. It's not available anywhere else. It's I forget what they call it. A Holothon exclusive or something like that. So it's only available right now in Target. So I did look on eBay, of course, and people have got them listed on eBay for like $90, $100. So, of course. But I love Halloween 6. So, I mean, I want to get that figure. But, yeah, I'm either going to have to wait until it's out there in places other than Target or, but if you've got a Target near you and they've got the figure, let me know. Missed whichever stream you want to watch. Whichever stream you want to, whichever is your favorite platform. Oh, thank you, Drum Smash. I appreciate that. Was Hereditary? Heretic. Yeah. I actually watched Heretic for the first time earlier this week or last week, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Nope, you can't order from the Target website either. I looked; it's not on the Target website either. It's odd. The Mutilator 2 has a distributor, but I don't know when it's going to officially come out. I know Buddy posted recently that the distributor wants to get it out there ASAP, but that was the last I've heard. So. Any other questions or anything you guys got on your mind tonight before we call it a night? Questions, comments, thoughts, anything. And thank you all for 92 likes. I appreciate that. Great Alice, Sweet Alice review. Now I'll have to upgrade. I mean, it's the picture quality is definitely an upgrade over the Blu-ray. That's for sure. So I mean, if you're a big fan of Alice, Sweet Alice, as I am, then the upgrade makes sense. Just reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, X. Any of those will be fine. Oh, I love Angel Hearts. Love Angel Hearts. Yeah, great movie. Mickey Rourke, Robert De Niro, Lisa Bonet, good stuff. Yeah, that's a great one. That movie needs like a really nice 4K release. Am I going to do another watch along on Twitch or YouTube? Yes. At some point. I don't have anything planned at the moment, but yes. At some point in the future, yeah. For sure. I've not ordered anything from Temu since those masks. So, do you miss Blockbuster? Yeah, I mean, I miss the old video stores. I do. I was never a Blockbuster kid growing up. I was more of a Ma and Pa video store growing up, but we didn't have a Blockbuster in my town, but, there was a Blockbuster in the next town over, and I would visit it later on a regular basis. So, but yeah, I miss the old video store days. Angel Art has a really nice 4K steelbook from Lionsgate. Okay. I'll look into that, Anthony. If there's nothing else on your all's minds tonight, I guess we can go ahead and wrap things up. But we've had a positive Collider stream. We don't get many of those. So we've had a positive Collider stream. Yeah. Piz, are you going to get the Teen Wolf figure like the one I showed you? That was a cool figure. I'll have to look into it. I do love Teen Wolf. So, thank you, Weston.
Weston Warner says, great stream as always, Piz. Appreciate what you do.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh yeah, we've got actually the next thing that Jeremy and I do is going to be a candy review, multiple candies. So that'll be the next thing we do.
Xylo Green says, thanks you, Piz, for the stream. Hope everyone has a good evening.
Yeah, well, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. If you ever had the financial backing, would you open your own video store or some retail store with films? No, probably not. It would just be doomed to fail. You know, it would just be doomed to fail.
Swaggy G says, thank you for the streaming tonight. Be safe out there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one tonight. That's for sure. It's gonna be a rough one. Is anybody gonna be at the Full Moon convention in Nashville next month? Anybody planning on attending that? Yes, candy, no cake. No cake. Synapse is finally doing a Deadly Spawn 4K. I did not hear that. Okay. Cool. Very cool. Anybody going to be at the Full Moon convention or at the FrankenCon convention in Knoxville? Thank you, Dead Zone Ghost. Thank you for watching. I know, Swaggy, you're going to be there. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a lot of people there. It's going to be a fun time in Nashville this year for sure. How often do you clean all the stuff in your room from dust? Very good question. And the answer is not nearly enough. The answer is not nearly enough. That's true, Drew. That's true. This is where all the, well, there's some pretty good conventions on the West Coast. There's some pretty good conventions out there. We get more over here though. So, but you guys got some good ones out there. All right, y'all. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you all for 96 likes on the stream. If you've not dropped a like, please consider doing so. I would appreciate that. Let me do some shout outs here, and then we'll wrap things up. Shout out to Mystic Seer, Vengeance Falls 1996, Lord Brian, Atrocity, Tagul, Tignuts, for tuning in over on Twitch. And thank you, Tignuts, for being 17 months of being subscribed on Twitch. Thank you, Atrocity, for subscribing on Twitch. And thank you, Lord Brian, for the gifted sub on Twitch. Very kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to Antonis. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Shout out to Monster B. Thank you for the $1.99. And shout out to Andy Shoemake. Thank you for the $2. Much appreciated. And let's see who's still with me over on YouTube. We've got Tony. We got James Stewart. Got James Stewart. We got Dead Zone. We got Sonny. We got Drew from the Real Feels podcast. We got my boy Swaggy. We got Scratch Butterno, Reggie, Tyler, Coop, Xylo Green, Danny Huckins, Weston Warner, Joe Reese, Anthony Gonzalez, Stephen Hendricks, the Horror Counselors. Let's see, who else was with me tonight? My buddy Horror Orban was here. Let's see, who else? Philip Workman was here. And 3GP Blingy was here. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. And we had a positive Collider stream. I can't believe it. We had a positive Collider stream. Wow. That gets me excited to do more Collider streams, which I'm sure will be a big mistake because we've done how many Collider streams, and this is the first this is the first positive one. So anywho, thank you all again for joining me. I appreciate it very much. I will see you again next time. And until then, have a great one. If you're in my neck of the woods and you've got the storms coming your way, stay safe and, hang in there. But until next time, y'all be good. Peace.